Diane and Denmark here. Rah, rah, rah. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of another week. Phew, and what a week it's been. Kind of dull and grey here in Copenhagen this morning, but you know what I say, hey ho, we make our own sunshine. And as soon as I've finished filming this video, I am ready to go and get on my bike. And I've got my breakfast ready, and I'm meeting Vibeke. We are biking down to the sea, and we're going to have our skinny dip sea swim. So that is what is planned for this morning. What am I doing here on the video today? A quick check-in with a declutter video, because who doesn't love a declutter video? And I'm going to be showing what I've decluttered this week. Now, a wee word about the ground rules here. You know, the Flylady way of decluttering is we're not having to do the whole project at once. You're just setting your timer for 15 minutes, doing one drawer of your chest of drawers, one bookshelf, you know, and we're keeping it small and simple and getting yourself set up so you've got, you know, a bag ready to go. This is the bag that sits in my wardrobe here in my bedroom. Anytime that I find a piece of clothing or, I don't know, say a necklace or jewellery or, you know, some hair product, anything that I'm not using, loving, it goes into the bag to be donated or goes to a clothes swap party. Now, this week we've been working on Zone 2 in the kitchen, and I really don't have anything to declutter in the kitchen because every time we're in the zone, I'm just looking through what we've got. Though I did find a few items which my son might like, because my son's going to be getting a flat this year in an apartment. He'll hopefully be starting at university in the autumn, so any kind of kitchen stuff that you know I'm ready to let go of, that's going in a box in the basement for him. So, but what I'm going to show you today are some clothes items, because I know for a lot of you it's in the decision making, so hopefully these little declutter videos will be helpful for that. So get ready to start. Make sure as usual that you are ready to start, dressed to shoes. Grab a cup of coffee, fold some laundry. If you are in your office, maybe you want to start clearing off the left side of your desk or the right top hand drawer. Just do a little bit of time, and I will be your timer today. So let me turn you around and I'll show you what's in the bag. Okay, I'm just going to go through the items. I've already got them folded up for our next clothes swap party. Right, a top which you have seen me wearing before, and again, you know, I use the Dressing Your Truth system. Love the Dressing Your Truth system. It's been really helpful for me for cooking things down and give me a capsule wardrobe that works for me. Not just the colours, but also why I am drawn to certain prints, or things like, you know, that I like my jewellery on a bit bigger scale, bigger pearls, or polka dot stripes. So that's been really helpful for me. And the cards, you know, tell you what you should be looking for in clothes, but I know what I like, but it kind of explains and reinforces why. And now if I'm actually in a store or looking at an item at the clothes swap party, I may initially think, oh yeah, that looks nice, but then I think, oh, but I know it doesn't work on my body, or it doesn't make me feel, it's not, you know, it's not a 9 out of 10. And these are the colour cards, and on the back it's also got patterns and things, so that helps you. And this blouse, it is nice, and it's a nice colour, but again, it's one of those two kind of floppy things, and I like more structure in my clothes. You can see here, you know, I like jackets. I love jackets, softer ones that I can still move in, but I like the more tailored structured shape. So this one is going. So somebody will be very pleased to get that clothes swap party. And that top was from a Swedish charity shop. This is actually a sweatshirt, a nice kind of sweatshirt that came from a clothes swap party. And I wore it quite a lot. Was it last year I got it? Somebody will remember when I got it. All my clothes swap parties are on the same playlist. You can see me and my friends, what we've been swapping, and it's not just you know, clothes, it's books, it's household goods, it's kids' toys, you name it, we swap it. And also the best thing about our clothes swap parties is the food. Anyway, this is one I picked up at clothes swap party, and it was nice, but again, it comes down too far here, and I like things which come up quite Hi, I don't like my kind of chicken neck here. I like round necks, anything that comes up quite high. So this one is going. So thank you. It's been a nice top, but I'm ready to part with it. This is another two kind of floaty top. This was also from a Swedish charity shop. I get most of my clothes from clothes swaps, the public clothes swaps, which obviously aren't happening right now, though the lockdown is almost over for us. And again, it was nice, but it's too kind of, it's not enough, it's not crisp enough and it's not structured enough. But the shape is quite nice and the colour is okay, it's a pastel pink. And actually, I should mention here, and I'm a T1 in the Dressing Your Truth system. And we actually have a lot, it's not just the colours on the card, it's anything that kind of blends with the card. Ooh, look at that. So, and we can go from like really dark tints through, you know, any colour which has got a tiny bit of white added or a lot of white added. So we've got pastels, we've got neon colours, we've got a lot of different things. Right, this is a really old one. Now, I have had these trousers for probably about 30 years, because they came from the old collection. This is a really, really old collection from H&M, and I think I probably bought those when I first started working in Luxembourg. I worked at the Court of Justice in Luxembourg for the British Judge for many, many years. They are linen, and I think I've told you before, linen is just it's too floppy. I think type 3s like linen, that kind of crushed look. And this is one which I wore recently, and quite often with things that I'm not sure about, I give them one last chance, and if I'm really not feeling it, out they go. And this is the case with this one. And there were just too many things, and I had even added some extra snappers, what do you call them there, to bring it a bit higher up, but I'm really not into these droopy blouses. So that one is going. On to the next one. I can't remember, maybe I showed you this one before in a declutter video. This is one that I'm on, again, a Swedish charity shop, and it is like a T1 denim, but probably if you had a secondary to like softer things and softer patterns, it would be okay for you. But I feel this for me is kind of too dirty. The washing, and I like high contrast. I'm a type 1 with a secondary 4, so I like big contrast in the prints. Right, next one. Oh, this is a yellow, pastel yellow sweater. I've got ones that I prefer. This one, again, is just too floppy, and it's got one of those weird things, you know, where it's kind of short at the front and then comes longer past your bottom. But anyway, I'm sure one of the other ladies at the close-up, she'll like that. And this one, again, the colour's quite nice, but I'm guessing it's actually more, let me get my cards, it's actually a T3 colour. Do you see that's a T3? And they're, type 3s, they're rich and dynamic. My bestie, Helena, she's a type 3, we think. And my type 2 bestie, my bestie, Vibeke, she's a type 2, she's the soft, she's a 2-1, and she likes very soft things, she looks fantastic in soft things, and she loves vintage, she wears a lot of vintage stuff. Right, this one, and again, I don't like the buttons on this cardigan, and of course I could change them, but it's not just the buttons, it's the shape, it's the funny kind of sleeves, and I've got a nicer coral coloured cardigan, so that one is going. And that's why it's also good when you start putting all your things together. Like I've got all my red coloured sweaters together, or my cream coloured sweaters together, and you can really see how many you have of them and which ones you wear all the time, and the other ones which are kind of, you pull out and say, And I told you the hanger trick, didn't I? You've seen my wardrobe down where when I put things into my wardrobe, I do them with a hanger going that way, and then once I've worn them, they go that way, and then at a glance I can see what I'm wearing and what I'm not wearing, and it kind of also pushes me to wear something I haven't worn for a while. Anyway, this is one that I hadn't worn for a while, and I wore it the other day, Quite often I wear things I'm not sure about when I'm not filming YouTube videos because I want to feel my best. And it was a nice top that I've had like 3 years ago. I've had this top but the colour, it's not like a crisp white, and the pattern is kind of too much. So that's going. It's another one. Oh, almost at the bottom here. And this is one which I bought in the Swedish charity shop. Swedish charity shops and Danish charity shops are great for thrift shopping. And this is one which I kind of felt in the summer like it was a type 1 red. But can you see that? You kind of, if you can see the item before you can see me, then it's not a good thing. And of course it's difficult sometimes on screen. Just the other day somebody asked why I had a black item hanging behind me. It wasn't black, it was navy, so the screen can distort things. But when I look at myself in the mirror, if I see the shirt first, I know it's wearing me and I'm not wearing it, and it's probably not my type. And again, I think this is a type 3 kind of rich dynamic red, or maybe a type 4 red, so that is also going. Also, I found that the shape again is just too if it kind of hangs like a dish rag, then in my book it's a dish rag and I'm not going to be wearing it. Right, oh, 2 more. This is a jacket that I actually got, there was a hand-me-down from Vibeke. It must be 2 years ago now, and it's a nice jacket and one that can go in the washing machine. But I don't know if you can see with the colours today. This is actually a light beige colour, but I really love my white jackets and my creamy colour jackets. So this one, I'm going to give that back to Vibeke and see if she wants it for anybody else, or otherwise it will just close up. And I've got one more. Oh, you can hear it, sorry, just close the window a bit. Construction work going on outside again. This is a top which you've seen me wearing in videos, but I haven't worn it for a long time. And again, it took too much effort to style it. You know, I had to use a belt and then I had to turn up the sleeves. If you're feeling that with an item that, oh, you would need to, you know, rehem it, add a ruffle, change the buttons, dye it, add on some Velcro, then it's really not working. You know, some things often I will change. You know, if I've got a top, I might take it in a bit or put in an extra pleat, something like that. But you know, when you're having to change a lot of things about a garment, it's probably not worth the effort. And oh, one more thing, just hold on. Because it's Friday, just a wee reminder that Friday is clean out your handbag, your purse. When I come back from my swimming trip this morning, I will change out my towels, put in some fresh ones so I'm ready for the next time. Your kids may or may not be back to school, or maybe you're still in lockdown, maybe you've come out of lockdown, but if they've got school bags, you know, festering in a corner, maybe they want to go through those. What else? Oh, it's date night in Flylady Land, and you know, me and my husband, we prefer to stay home. If we're going out, we're going to see a movie, or we're going out for dinner, or we're going out to a rock concert. But I do make up our little family snack basket, and you've seen that in my videos where we have our favourite snacks that we over the course of the weekend. So anyway, just think about that. Also, what about your car? Do you need to fill up with petrol? We've hardly been driving during lockdown, so I've hardly had to fill up the car. And when I do it, I usually do it actually on my errand day on Thursday. If I'm using the car to do my errands, that's when I fill it up. So I think that's all I had to say to you. And I've lost my pom-poms. No, it's all right, they're here, they're underneath. And if you enjoyed this video, here we go. I'm here to give you a rah-rah-rah with my pom-poms. You can support me by doing that little thumbs up on the video. Remember, if you are subscribed, I know some of you haven't been getting the extra stuff that I've been posting. If you're subscribed, you have to do the thing where you want all notifications or just highlighted notifications. If you do it for the all, you will also get when I post things, for example, like when I post my menu plan on the blog, that will come up there. So anyway, if you make sure that you're liked and subscribed to all notifications, you won't be missing out any of the fun. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to get on my bike and take my waterproofs with me. So live long, prosper. May the Danish hygge be with you, and see you very soon. Okay, rah, rah, rah.